The former Minister of Education, Manish Sisodia, says parents and teachers are like two pole stars in the education of children. School management committees come together to align these stars so that students are able to have a successful school experience and be as supported as possible, both within their schools and within their communities. School management committees, or SMCs, have been a requirement in all Indian government schools since the Right to Education Act was passed in 2009. SMCs operate as like a combination of school boards and PTAs, or parent-teacher associations, that we're familiar with in the United States. Each committee is required to have 16 members. 12 parents or guardians of students who attend the school, and those members are elected by fellow school parents. The school principal is required to attend. A teacher, a social worker, and a local government representative, or MLA. The committees must meet once every 2 months, but are able to meet more frequently if there is a need to do so. Unfortunately, some SMCs seem to only be active on paper and not take on a large engaging role within the school and the community. However, that doesn't seem to be the case in the Delhi government schools. These SMCs act as a bridge between the school and the local community, which is extremely important in Delhi, given that many of the teachers do not reside or come from the same area of the schools where they serve. When participants were asked about protocols or ways to address chronic absenteeism, they immediately acknowledged the important role of the SMC. They said if a student has been absent for more than 10 days, they would reach out to the SMC, and the SMC would help them connect with the families or look deeper into the issue. SMCs take on quite a few different roles. They help communicate with hard-to-reach parents. They do this, and they're able to do this because their elected members are often from the community, and they know about certain situations and circumstances that the school may not. They reach out to the Directorate of Education to advocate for supports for the school, and oftentimes the ministers or the directors will listen to the parents in support of the teachers and the administration. They organize volunteers for tutoring or enrichment. Oftentimes, this helps remediate instruction and happens either in the summers or over breaks. They solve school-based issues with community action. One example of this is an SMC who reached out to Delhi University to find a substitute teacher for an economics class when they weren't able to hire one who was credentialed from the area. They encourage participation in parent-teacher meetings. So they reach out to employers as well as to parents to notify them about upcoming dates and help them make arrangements to be able to attend and find out how their students are doing. And they connect prominent community leaders and elders with the schools. This is vitally important, especially in areas with diverse religious populations, given that there are several different types of holidays that are celebrated, and the schools want to be responsive to the customs of the students that they serve. Although Delhi has more engaged school management committees than many schools and states, that wasn't always the case. The Directorate of Education acknowledged the need to increase participation, and so in 2015, it began reforms to improve this. The first was to increase election participation. Most schools have a possible voting block of 2,000 to 4,000 parents. However, in most elections, only 100 to 200 would show up. From 2015 to 2017 elections, this increased quite a bit because schools took the initiative to communicate about SMCs. They reached out to the communities via radio station and newspaper, and they tried to engage parents in a way that they would feel comfortable. They also provided SMC training. In 2018, after school management committee members were elected, they provided a day-long training in the middle of Delhi. 16,000 members showed up. This showed that these members wanted to be engaged and wanted to take on a significant role within their child's schools. And lastly, the Ministry of Education has also taken action to decentralize, which means it's giving more autonomy and decision-making ability to SMCs and to local schools. One way it's doing this is by increasing the budget allocation at each building site and allowing principals and school management committees to approve expenditures up to a higher level. They're also allowing school management committees to approve the hiring of teachers for up to 200 hours to have quicker responses to instructional needs. In the United States, many of our schools are under local control. It's easy for us to take for granted the informal opportunities we have to build relationships with parents and community members. However, in a metropolis like Delhi, these collaborations must be intentional and meaningful. School management committees provide an opportunity to develop these strong connections and to greatly benefit the students that they serve.